Trametes versicolor, commonly known as turkey tail, is a colorful bracket fungus belonging to the Polyperaceae family. This widespread saprotrophic species grows throughout the year on dead and decaying hardwood, where it plays an essential role in decomposing wood and recycling nutrients within forest ecosystems. It is easily recognized by its thin, fan-shaped fruiting bodies marked with concentric bands of brown, gray, blue, orange, and white. Growing in overlapping clusters on logs and stumps, Trametes versicolor also features a white pore surface and a tough, leathery texture. Trametes versicolor is not considered an edible mushroom due to its extremely tough, leathery, and woody texture. While it is not poisonous, the fruiting bodies are too hard to be eaten, even after prolonged cooking, and therefore have no culinary value. Instead of being used as food, turkey tail is one of the most extensively researched medicinal mushrooms in the world. It contains biologically active compounds, including polysaccharopeptides and polysaccharide K, which have been widely studied for their potential immune-supporting properties. In several Asian countries, particularly China and Japan, extracts of Trametes versicolor have been used in traditional medicine for centuries and are also approved as complementary therapy alongside certain conventional cancer treatments. Rather than consuming the whole mushroom, turkey tail is most commonly prepared as a tea, decoction, or extract, since many of its beneficial compounds are extracted with hot water. Commercial products are also widely available in the form of powders, capsules, tinctures, and standardized extracts. Only young, clean fruiting bodies should be collected for medicinal preparations, as older specimens often become weathered, covered with algae or moss, or colonized by other fungi. Although Trametes versicolor has an excellent safety record and has been used traditionally for many years, it should be regarded as a medicinal fungus rather than an edible one. Trametes versicolor produces thin, shelf-like fruiting bodies that usually measure 2 to 8 centimeters across and 1 to 5 millimeters thick. Individual brackets are fan-shaped or semicircular and typically grow in dense, overlapping clusters that form colorful tiers across the surface of dead wood. The upper surface is covered with fine, velvety hairs and displays distinctive concentric zones of varying colors. These bands commonly include shades of brown, tan, gray, cream, reddish-brown, bluish, and black, giving the mushroom its characteristic resemblance to a wild turkey's tail feathers. The margin is usually thin, pale, and often actively growing. Unlike gilled mushrooms, the underside consists of a white to cream pore surface with tiny, round pores, usually 3 to 8 pores per millimeter. These pores do not bruise noticeably when handled and release a white spore print. The flesh is thin, flexible when fresh, and becomes tough and leathery as it ages. It lacks a distinctive odor or taste and contains no latex or color-changing reactions when cut. The combination of its multicolored concentric bands, velvety upper surface, white porous underside, thin leathery texture, and overlapping growth on decaying hardwood makes Trametes versicolor one of the easiest bracket fungi to identify in the field. Trametes versicolor is one of the most widespread wood-decaying fungi and can be found in a wide range of forested environments. It occurs predominantly in deciduous woodlands but is also common in mixed forests, woodland edges, parks, gardens, and nature reserves. Unlike many mushrooms that appear only during a particular season, the tough fruiting bodies of turkey tail are perennial in appearance, often persisting for many months. Fresh growth commonly develops on recently fallen logs, branches, and stumps, while older brackets frequently remain attached long after they have stopped producing spores. This species is especially abundant in moist temperate climates and is often among the first bracket fungi to colonize exposed hardwood. Trametes versicolor has an almost worldwide distribution and is found throughout Europe, Asia, North and South America, Africa, and Australia, making it one of the most common and easily encountered polypore fungi. Trametes versicolor is a highly adaptable fungus that can remain active under a wide range of environmental conditions. New growth is most frequently observed during periods of moderate temperatures and increased humidity, particularly from spring through autumn, although older fruiting bodies may persist well beyond the main growing season. The species tolerates cooler conditions better than many fleshy mushrooms, and its development can continue when temperatures are relatively low. Optimal growth generally occurs between 10 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius, while prolonged heat combined with dry conditions can reduce the formation of fresh fruiting bodies. Because of its tough and persistent structure, Trametes versicolor is able to survive seasonal changes and remain visible for long periods. Trametes versicolor does not have significant nutritional value as a food source because its tough, fibrous structure makes it unsuitable for regular consumption. However, like many wood-decaying fungi, it contains a variety of naturally occurring compounds that contribute to its biological importance. The fruiting bodies contain structural components such as chitin, polysaccharides, proteins, and various organic compounds that form the foundation of fungal tissue. These substances are important for the mushroom's growth, durability, and ability to persist in changing environmental conditions. Research into Trametes versicolor has focused on its diverse range of bioactive molecules, including complex carbohydrates and antioxidant compounds. These naturally occurring substances have made this species an important subject of scientific studies investigating fungal chemistry and potential applications in biotechnology. One of the most common mistakes when identifying Trametes versicolor is confusing it with other thin, colorful bracket fungi that grow on dead wood. Several species of polypores can develop similar fan-shaped fruiting bodies with zoned patterns, especially when examined only from the upper surface. A frequent error is relying only on the mushroom's colors. Although the characteristic banded appearance is useful, colors can vary significantly depending on age, weather exposure, and growing conditions. Older specimens may become faded, darker, or covered with algae, making their typical pattern less obvious. Another important distinction is the texture of the fruiting body. Some similar-looking bracket fungi may have a thicker, harder, or more cork-like structure, while Trametes versicolor usually remains relatively thin and flexible when fresh. Ignoring texture can easily lead to confusion with unrelated species. The underside is one of the most valuable features for confirmation. Mistaking smooth or differently structured undersides for the fine pore surface of Trametes versicolor can result in incorrect identification, especially among beginners who focus mainly on the colorful upper surface. The most similar species include Stereum austrea, which can also form colorful, fan-shaped brackets with concentric zones, but it lacks the visible pore surface found on Trametes versicolor. Another possible confusion is Trametes acracea, which has a similar growth form but usually shows less distinct coloration and a different pattern of surface bands. As we conclude our journey into Trametes versicolor, the turkey tail, we've discovered the remarkable characteristics that make this colorful bracket fungus one of the most recognizable and ecologically important mushrooms in our forests. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more mushroom discoveries and fascinating insights into the world of fungi.